Hi cuties! I hope you guys are doing so well. So today I'm going to be attempting to do some like aesthetic mermaid nail art. I've seen so many people doing this style of nail art recently and I think it's perfect for summer. And some of you guys were super excited about this AURORA solid nail gel in my last TEMU haul and you wanted to know how I would use it in a set. And this nail art is going to be absolutely perfect for this AURORA solid nail glue gel. It's actually the reason why I got it is for this type of nail art. So let's go do some epic mermaid nail art with epic solid nail gel. Let's go. I'm actually going to be using so many different new supplies today, including these little pearls that I bought from TEMU specifically for this nail art because I've been planning on doing a set like this for a while and I really want to get it right. So I even drew out a little plan as I sometimes do nowadays and here it is. So I'm going to be loosely following this plan. Just want to like show it to you guys because it's part of my process and I like to share the whole process. Yeah, and I'm also hopefully in my next like nails and chill video at the beginning I'm going to include how I kind of come up with the drawing plan just for you guys who are wondering. Anyway, so I went ahead and removed both of my previous sets even though I am only going to be working on one hand today. As I showed in the plan, I do want them to be like an almond slash stiletto shape. So I think for the first time, I'm going to use these extra long sculpted almond Appraise Gel X tips. I am so excited about these. Yes! I feel like some people like really dislike almond, but then there's another group of people who really love almond, and I'm one of those people who really love almond. I like almond shape even better than stiletto most times. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and shape all of these out really quick, and I really like these tips because they are super sculpted, and not only do I already have kind of like curved nail beds, but I also keep a layer of hard gel on my nails, which I fill in every time I remove my previous set, and that layer of hard gel is just on there to protect my nails from like the constant changing of my sets, because I know I could wear a peel off base coat, but honestly I found that filing my nails off every time is a better method for me because I do like to wear my nails and have them feel like really strong and secure and not lift for the time, like the week or week and a half that I do have them on. And Jello, if y'all know, it's just not an option for me. So like I said, I do have that hard gel layer on my nails and I also put a top coat on it to just keep it looking nice and pretty before I do my next set. So right now I'm just going to buff that layer of top coat off and make sure that the hard gel layer is all nice and roughed up so that these nails adhere nice and strong. I'm going to do that with my mini mandrel. Y'all know my love for my mini mandrel. And then I'm also going to use the mini mandrel to quickly just etch the inside of all of the full cover tips that I just sized out. Okay, I went ahead and washed all of the dust off of my nails, but I'm also just gonna give them a spurts with some 91% isopropyl alcohol and scrub them off a bit just to make sure that there's no nail dust stuck in the crevices, if you know what I mean. You always want to make sure to get all the dusties off, all the dusties and crusties. No dusties and crusties allowed. And I'm also going to take this brush and I'm going to brush off the inside of all of the tips to make sure that there's no dust inside these either. And since I already have a layer of gel on my nails, that hard gel, I can skip the base coat because base coat is just for between your natural nail and any gel. So we can get straight into applying these tips. And I'm going to be using this Beetles nail glue gel in a tube to do so. This is the one that I use whenever I am applying full cover tips because it has a very nice thick consistency that makes it a lot easier to control when you're applying full cover tips. But whenever I'm applying regular, just like half cover tips, I use this nail glue gel because this one is very thin. Because to apply half cover tips, you don't really need that thick consistency to fill in the apex, you know? I just want to clear that up just in case you ever get confused why I'm using like this one sometimes and this one some other times. I'm also gonna get out my handy dandy gooseneck lamp. And actually, I almost forgot, I'm going to first dehydrate my nails with some dehydrator just to make sure there's really no moisture on the nail beds anymore, because moisture getting trapped under your nail extensions can cause things to grow. So yeah, make sure you use a dehydrator or just wipe them off really, really well with 91% isopropyl alcohol. So I'm just gonna squeeze it out in the middle kind of, because that's where the biggest gap is, and then kind of just spread it out along the entire part of the tip that's going to be on my nail, and then stick it on and give it a flash cure. And if you get any little bit of like spillage on the sides, really hard to avoid not getting that. I still get it after over a year of doing this. If you just flash cure it, it should still be soft enough that you can take your cuticle nippers and just like nip it off, which is what I like to do so that I don't have to do so much filing. And there we go. I love, love, love this shape so much. All right, so now I'm just going to apply the rest of them the exact same way and give them a full 60-second cure when I am done with that. So I quickly just gave them each a wipe underneath with some acid-free primer just to prep them a little bit, because now I'm going to go in with some glossy no wipe top coat real quick just to keep the underbellies of all of these nails clean while I do any filing and stuff. I mean, it won't necessarily keep the dust from getting under there, but it will make it a lot easier to clean if there's a no wipe top coat underneath all of them. They look so clear and sleek. Okay, I'm gonna give that a full cure. All right, and now that I've got that top coat underneath there, I am again going to use my mini mandrel, and I'm just going to go around all of the edges of the nail around the cuticle and make sure everything is flush. There's no excess gel squirting out. I'm trying to make everything look more natural. It's also important to like seal the cuticle area in so that you don't get any lifting. And also, if you tend to wear your nails for like 5+ weeks, it'll also make it look more natural and like better as it grows out, because there won't be like this bump where the nail kind of ends if it's like nice and smoothed out, if you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah. I also went ahead and cleaned up the shape a little bit on the edges, if you noticed, because sometimes the tips are like a little too wide for my liking, so I just cleaned them up a tiny bit, and now they're looking so good. I'm so happy with them. I love Appraise Gel X tips. Like, honestly, I just have to tell you, like, if you want to invest in good tips that you like and you have pretty curved nail beds, even if you don't have curved nail beds, but you like to keep a layer of hard gel on your nails, or you like to use thicker base gels like a rubber base gel, I would definitely recommend getting the Appraise Gel X tips. Unsponsored. Anyway, so these are looking amazing. It's time to get into some mermaid nail art, which I am going to do without a face cam because I want to be 100% concentrated concentrated on this epic nail art. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to have my little reference plan out in front of me the entire time, off to the side on my phone, right here. So I think I'm just gonna start off by doing the nails that have this 3D gel incorporated into them, because like I know that's what everybody wants to see. So before I get into any nail art though, I'm just gonna quickly give them a nice scrub with some of this acid-free primer instead of buffing them. You could buff them at this point, but I just kind of prefer to use the primer because I don't want to create a whole bunch of dust. And this just ensures that all of the gel is going to stay on well and we're not going to have any like peeling or lifting. I've honestly only experienced like peeling of gel on my extensions once, and that was when I did the gel over a top coat. So yeah, I honestly don't know if this is completely necessary to do this, but I like doing it just for peace of mind. But let me know in the comments if you guys prep your tips before you apply gel, because I'm curious. And now I'm going to apply this base gel to all of them as well. I'm really liking this length right now for these extensions though, because after those extra long like kawaii junk ones, I definitely had my fill of extra long nails. I think there's a black dog hair underneath this nail. My boyfriend's dog is black and I was petting him. And I just wiped the sticky layer off right away with some isopropyl alcohol because I don't want anything to get stuck in the sticky layer while I am working on them. So my plan is to do the 3D Aurora gel texture on my pointer finger and my ring finger. And this gel, I'm pretty sure, is like a bit transparent. Usually Aurora gels are. Yeah, it's definitely a bit transparent and also so pretty. So just because it is transparent, before I go in with any of this, I'm actually going to put a couple layers of milky white gel polish on both of those nails that I'm going to be doing the 3D Aurora texture on, because I want there to be like somewhat of a white base to make the colors pop a little bit more from the Aurora gel, because otherwise you're just going to like be able to see light completely through it, because even when you look at it in the pot is black. So it's like you're seeing the effect on black. Okay, so I ended up doing just 2 coats because I think that's enough. I don't really need it to be super opaque. And now it's time to get into these bad boys. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through all of these colors really quick and like open them and show them to you just in case you missed my TEMU haul. So there's this like purpley blue one, this like pinky green one almost, this green and yellowish one. Ooh, this like really bright green with almost like a pink tinge to it, which is really pretty. This like orangey, almost like turquoise one. And then lastly, this like blue one with this sort of like pinky rose gold reflect. So here are all the 6 colors, and what I saw someone do is mix multiple of these colors together. I don't know if it was this exact brand, but it was some sort of Aurora solid gel. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix together this purpley blue one, because this one is so pretty, with this green one, because I feel like that would just look hopefully cool. Maybe I'll mix 3 together actually. I'm gonna mix these 3 together and see what happens. So I'm gonna put a couple of my little finger gloves on just to protect my skin while I mix the gel and put it on my nails, because anytime that you're going to be touching any sort of gel, you should protect your skin because you don't want to get allergic reactions. And I'm going to be working with it on top of these like transparent sticky notes that are like a glossy texture, so it's really easy to peel off any sort of gel from them, which is why I use them as like little disposable gel polish palettes. Okay, so I'm just gonna scoop out, not too much, just a little bit of each of these because I think I want to mix together some different colors for the other nail that I'm going to be doing the 3D texture on. Ooh, these colors look so cool together. I feel like this is gonna look really good. And I just realized that I forgot that this stuff sticks to gloves. So I'm not gonna be able to mix it with my fingers actually. I'm gonna have to resort to using my little silicone tool and just trying my best to mix it on this palette. Or actually it might be easier to just use my cuticle pusher. And I'm just gonna kind of like roll it together, fold it into each other. It doesn't need to be perfect. I think it'll be cool just like marbled like this. I'm actually just going to take these finger gloves off because there's no point even using them if the gel is just going to stick to them, unfortunately. So I actually wiped the sticky layer off of the gel after I cured it. And I've noticed in the past that the solid gel has like a trouble sticking to surfaces that are completely like smooth and not sticky. So I'm just giving it a quick brush with some primer because that will just add the sticky aspect back into it and help the gel stick much easier. I'm just gonna let that dry a little bit, and then once that is dry I can take this, which I don't know if you guys can tell how freaking pretty all of these different reflections are together in this gel right now, but it looks amazing. And what I'm gonna do is I'm literally just going to just going to stick it on. And I think I'm going to kind of like I'm going to try to shape it to my nail a little bit using this curved side of the cuticle pusher just to get it like to cover my entire nail surface. Dude, this looks like rainbow reflection. So pretty. It's not wanting to stick though. It's getting kind of frustrating because there's parts of my nail that the 3D gel is not wanting to stick to. And I don't know if it's because I didn't let the primer dry enough in those areas or if I didn't apply enough primer in those areas. But like, do you see this? It just will not stick to my nail right there. And it's annoying me. I'm also trying to keep it a bit thin on the sides because I don't want these nails to look super bulky. I just want them to have some neat texture, which is also why I'm not trying to be super smooth when I'm smoothing it out. I'm just trying to move it over the whole surface of my nail, which is proving to be harder than expected. Definitely probably should have just left the sticky layer on from the gel. Okay, I think I've got it to successfully cover the whole nail. Not that it doesn't have a bunch of texture in it already, but I'm just gonna kind of swirl my cuticle pusher around in it a little bit just to make the reflections kind of more abstract, if you know what I mean. Okay, I think those reflections look really cool, and honestly I don't think that it is coming across in camera very well just from what I can see in my viewfinder. So I'm just gonna take a video real quick with my phone and a flash so that hopefully you guys can see the beautiful reflections a little bit better because it is so freaking pretty. Anyway, I am happy with it, but before I do any curing, I want to put a few of these new little pearls in it. And these pearls aren't just white. I already have some white pearls, but these ones are like AB. If you can tell, they have that different color reflection. And oh my goodness, God bless the people that sold this because they put a little open sticker on it so that you know which side to open. I think it actually might be taped shut. It is. Beautiful. Oh wow, look, I don't know what it's called, static electricity or whatever is making them stick to the top of this, which is kind of funny. Anyway, so I'm just gonna stick a few of those in there without adding any extra like rhinestone glue gel or whatever. And then do you guys remember these little like seashell, little charm decal things that I got also in my last TEMU haul? I'm also going to add a few of these silver ones. So I'm going to pour them into this little tray so it's easier for me to see what I'm working with. Definitely put a little starfish and a little seashell. And even another small little seashell down here. I also feel like this nail is looking a little too wide, so I'm just gonna try to smooth out the edges a little bit. I might need to remove some product at the end as well. I feel like some of the texture is going away as I'm working on it, so I'm just gonna like, you know, keep adding some, I guess. Okay, and then lastly, I think I want to add in some glitters. And this set of glitters that I have reminds me so much of mermaids. Once again, I'm also going to pour some out into this little tray. Not a lot at all. And then I'm just gonna pick up little individual glitters and stick them in here. I'm really just trying to make it look sort of like a sandy beach, you know, with just a bunch of random stuff in the sand. You like almost can't tell what you're looking at because there's just so many things stuck in it. I think the small little glitters also look really pretty and make it look more like sandy. It's like magical sand. I might have gone a little bit overboard with that nail, but I think I'm just gonna give it a full cure at this point. Okay, this one looks so lumpy now, so I think I'm definitely just going to quickly file it up a little bit on the sides where it's not going to affect the actual design, just to kind of try to sharpen it up a little bit more. Okay, I think that looks a little bit better. So now I'm basically just going to do the exact same thing for the pointer finger, but I think this time I'm actually going to add this color into the mix. So I'm just going to speed through that really quick because I feel like I took an eternity to explain how I did the first one, so I think you guys get the point, hopefully. I can never decide when I'm happy with how these like organic textures and stuff look. I know there's really no way of doing it like perfectly because, I mean, it's really supposed to look random, but as I've said before, doing random is like hard. I like when there's a set way to do things. It's so much easier. Okay, I think I'm going with that. So I'm just gonna stick the charms and glitters in now. With the glitters, I'm really just trying to get the little dark blue glitters and some of those like translucent AB stars. I don't really want any of the super big hexagonal glitters, just those little ones. So both of these are done, and I'm actually going to put a top coat on them right away. But first, I'm gonna spray them with some alcohol to make sure there's no dusties and give them the usual scrub down. And then I'm just going to use this glossy, super thin top coat that I really love, especially because it's thin, because hopefully it will allow us to keep the cool texture of the 3D gel. And I just realized that I forgot to put like a layer of rhinestone glue gel or like hard gel over these pearls so that they don't lose their shimmer. So I'm actually just gonna go in with my McCart rhinestone glue gel real quick, and I'm gonna put it just on top of the pearls so that I don't have to re-top coat anything else but the pearls. And on the bigger pearl, I definitely actually need to use my brush to make sure that it's covering the whole pearl, because this rhinestone glue gel is super thick, so it doesn't move around too much. Kind of have to help it. But then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to flash cure that real quick and make sure not to flash cure any of the gels on my desk while I do so, which is why I do it over my hand. And then I'm just gonna go in with another quick top coat over the pearls. and recure it for a full 60 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna do the middle nail next, and the middle nail, I'm gonna start with a blue base. Question is, which blue? So I'm trying to choose between these three. I feel like a more of like almost a minty green would be more, I don't know, like sea foamy, if you know what I'm saying. I think definitely probably not this one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this more like almost sea foam green color. So I'm just gonna put one coat of that. Actually, I think I'm gonna put one more coat on because there's still a few areas where it looks kind of not as even as I'd like it to be. Okay, before I put the little spiral that was on my nail in the drawing, I want to add a couple of these small little AB transparent stars, just as little decals on the nail. And I'm just going to use this Mermaidcore rhinestone glue gel to do that. And I'm just going to put them on like they were like little charms. I'm just going to like put this around the nail wherever I think the stars would look cute. And then I'm just gonna add in a couple of the stars. Also, sorry if I sound like super scattered in this video. I kind of am. I am trying desperately to fix my sleep schedule because I've been waking up at like 12 and going to sleep at like 3 a.m. and I'm really tired of that schedule because waking up late just makes me feel so lazy and unproductive the rest of the day, and I hate it. So last night I forced myself to get very minimal sleep so that I could go to bed early tonight and wake up early again tomorrow. So yeah, apologies for my scattered brainness if you noticed. Ooh, I kind of forgot. I was thinking about putting like an Aurora powder over the blue, like over the mint color before I actually went in with the stars, but I don't know if that's really possible now, so I guess not. So for the spiral, I'm actually going to use just whatever is left of this solid gel that I mixed up before because I really need it to be a really, really thin snake in order to make a good spiral. I always underestimate how thin I need the snake to be for the spiral, but I really need it to be super, super thin so that I can roll it up into a nice spiral that's actually going to fit on the nail. And I'm just going to use my fingers to hold this while I'm doing this, to be honest, because oh no, it got stuck where I don't want it. Because this is hard. And we're just gonna make a spiral. Oh, no, it's so hard because it just automatically sticks wherever it touches. Definitely need to wipe this off with isopropyl alcohol before I go in with the spiral because no, I just took the stars off because sheesh. Okay, it wasn't fully cured, so when I wiped it, the stars came off. So let me just quickly fix the stars real quick and re-roll up the snake for the spiral, and I will be right back. So this time I put some of the rhinestone glue gel over the stars as well to make sure that they don't pop off before I put the top coat. And I even put on some gloves because I figured I'm probably going to need multiple tries to get this right, if I'm honest. This is really hard. Why is this so hard? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to put the middle on first. Oh, it's not sticking. Okay, hold up. I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I wiped off the sticky layer because it was sticking way too easily, and now it's not sticking at all. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of primer. Failed at doing spirals like this so many times. I'm really determined to do it this time. I don't care how many tries it takes. I'm freaking making a spiral on my nail. You cannot be serious right now. I can't win. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I tried that over and over and over again like 100 times, and I am so beyond frustrated right now that I just cannot be bothered anymore. I surrendered to failure. I just can't do it. So instead, there was so much of like the solid Aurora gel just like stuck on this nail, so I kind of just spread it over the whole surface of the nail. And I actually think it looks really cute like that. So now the whole blue nail kind of just has like a shimmery sparkliness to it. I still want to do the spiral though, but instead of using the solid gel, I'm gonna try using this white carving gel that I've never used before. hence it still being in its wrapper. I think this one's also from TEMU, and it's supposed to be really similar to like that Jello gel that comes in the tube. I don't remember the name of it, but it's pretty firm and it should keep its shape pretty well. So we're gonna try this again. If this doesn't work after at most literally 2, maybe 3 tries, I'm giving up on the spiral and we're doing something completely different for this nail. I'm just gonna try to take it slow. See, what's really frustrating is when the different sides of this spiral start touching like that. But I'm almost like just gonna say that it kind of is whatever at this point. Does it look? That looks so bad. Okay, you know what? I just wasted so much gel, but I think I need to do that again. And also, this is not a milky white. Why does this look so opaque? All right, whatever. I'm gonna give it one more try, like I said. I feel like this video has just become watch me fail at a million different things and struggle a lot to try to figure out how to do them. Let that dry. Okay, I'm going in with a new approach. A new approach is do part of it and then flash cure. But once I flash cure, there's really not going to be any going back. So actually gonna take a mini Q-tip with some isopropyl alcohol and try to kind of clean it up a little bit and redefine it before I cure it. Okay, I'm honestly just gonna flash cure that because it doesn't need to be perfect. I'm just kind of trying to sketch it out at this point so I can go in and make it look even better. Like, who knew that doing a spiral would take me literally like an hour and a half? Okay, I think I like how the spiral looks at this size. I don't really want to make the spiral cover the entire nail. I like it like this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go over parts of the spiral that I just feel like need to be a little bit more defined and add a little bit more height to them to make sure that I don't lose the 3D-ness of it when I put the top coat on. Also, I must say that doing the flash curing was definitely the solution to my problem. And I'm definitely never going to try to use the solid gel to do a spiral ever again because that shite was so freaking frustrating. I was just about to throw this entire video in the trash. But I would probably never do that because why would I waste all that footage? I wouldn't. I would just let you guys see how much of a failure I am. Okay, I think I'm finally happy with that spiral. It feels pretty like organic. I feel like this set is definitely one of those sets where as I'm working on it, each nail individually is kind of like, I don't know if I like this, but in the end, when all of the nails come together, the final product usually ends up looking good. So I'm hoping that that's the case for this set, that as I'm doing it, I'm like, I don't know, these 3 nails are kind of, don't know if I like them. After I do the last 2 nails, I think that the entire thing will make a lot more sense because you gotta look at the set as a whole. I am finding myself also having to like scrub the top coat in because I'm really trying to make sure that it's covering everything since there's so much texture in these nails. All right, on to the pinky nail. And this one I originally planned to do like an aura, and I'm kind of debating if I want to do like a water sort of pattern instead, but I did plan to do the water pattern on the thumb, so I think I'm just gonna keep the water pattern for the thumb and we're gonna do an aura nail for the pinky. So I'm gonna start off with my milky white as I do for many aura nails, and I'm probably gonna put 2 or 3 coats of this. Okay, I put on 3 coats of the white And for the aura effect, I'm going to be using eyeshadow as usual. First, I'm going to put on a matte top coat because putting eyeshadow on with a ombre brush or like a powder brush over a matte top coat is definitely the way to go. I don't even know if it would be possible to do it over a regular top coat, but yeah, if you want to use eyeshadow on your nails, definitely put a matte top coat first. Okay, I looked through all of my eyeshadow palettes, and of course, this one was the one that I ended up finding the color I need. I always find so many colors that I use in this one. I got it from TJ Maxx, but it's the Morphe X Nyan Fierce Fairy Tale palette, and it just has so many different useful colors. This color right here is literally like an exact match to the Nail Reserve color that I used. So that's definitely the color that I'm going to be using for the aura. And I'm going to use my little powder brush and just give it a dab in there. And I'm going to just like tap a little bit of the excess off. And then I'm just going to start patting the center of my nail. Kind of patting up and then patting down. And then just blow the little specks off. And then I'm gonna kind of just dab my powder brush off to get the pigment off as much as I can. And then I'm gonna kind of just dab on the outside of the aura, kind of to like fade out the edges like so. It's really hard to tell because that color is so subtle, but I think it looks really good. I think I actually might go in to the powder one more time just to see if I can get it a little bit more dark in the center. Although the color itself is not dark at all, so it might be a futile attempt, but it's worth a try. And then to seal that aura in, before I do anything else, I'm gonna put a top coat on it. And I think it would actually be really pretty and fit in if I top coated it with this glitter top coat, because like basically every other one of the nails is glittery. So hopefully this doesn't ruin it. And this glitter top coat is actually the one that I always top coat my hard gel layer with because I like it to look pretty and glittery in the time that I'm in between sets or in between like removing a set and doing my next one. Because if I did like all of the removing the set and doing the next set all in one sitting, I would be sitting for like 15 hours straight. I'm not even joking. It would be a long time. Okay, that is so pretty. I really, really, really love that. I'm so glad I used the glittery top coat. Oh shit! I didn't close it when I put it down, so I picked it up and it was like opened. Okay, that was scary. Good thing this stuff is really thick. If you couldn't notice from the cute little crown on top, this is an e-nail couture top coat. So that's not it for this nail, because do you know like kind of the 3D sort of shell kind of, it's really common for like mermaid looks. It's like this 3D shell sort of thing. I want to do that, and I'm going to use this LGN Pro Bling It gel to do it because this Bling It gel is super thick and it's also no wipe. So I think that if I wanted to add chrome to them, if I decided I want to add chrome to them, I could easily add chrome. So I'm just going to use this little liner brush. I'm going to get a bit of this. Very stringy. And I'm gonna start it from the bottom and just bring it down, hopefully somewhat straight. And it needs to get thinner as it goes towards the bottom. I think I'll even add a little bit more towards the tip just to make sure that the tip is thicker than the bottom, because it looks kind of weird if it's not, is what I noticed. There we go. I think that's good. I'm going to hold it upside down a little bit so that it kind of all pulls towards the center and makes a nice 3D effect. And just keeping it held upside down like that, I'm going to give it a quick flashity flash cure. So now I'm just gonna add like 2 more of those on each side of this one, kind of all going towards the center down here, where I'm planning on putting a little pearl. And now I'm gonna just use that exact same rhinestone glue gel, and I'm gonna put some in the middle down here where they all meet. And that is where I am going to put one nice big pearl. Perfect. Oh my goodness, that nail turned out so cute, I think. Yes, 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 yes. Perfect. And before I forget, I'm going to put a little bit of the rhinestone glue gel on top of the little pearl to make sure it doesn't get rubbed off, because like that AB reflection to it, the different colors, is just a coating, and it's like a coating on just like the white pearl. So, or it might even be like silver below. Putting this extra layer of rhinestone glue gel will just make sure there's like an extra barrier around the pearl so it doesn't rub off as easily. And I learned this from watching Rebecca Ramsdale. If you don't know who she is, definitely go check her out. She's an amazing nail tech. I like watching actual nail tech videos to learn things because they were like professionally trained and I am not. So yeah. And finally, I am just going to put the top coat on. I'm really happy with this, how this nail turned out. So cute. You definitely want to make sure you're using a thin top coat whenever you have like a lot of 3D nail art. I know this one from Amazon has worked really well for me, and it's lasted a really, really long time. Just one more nail to do, and on this one, I am going to attempt to sculpt a little Aurora 3D jellyfish. But first, for the background of the nail, I want to create that like water slash pool effect that's super popular. So to do that, I'm gonna start off with a little bit of a darker blue color than I was using before. And I'm gonna start by putting some of this on my palette because I'm actually going to mix it with a little bit of top coat to make it more of a jelly color. Okay, first I'm gonna make sure there's no little stray glitters on my nail. And then I'm just gonna put one layer of this over my entire nail. And I'm gonna give that a full 60-second cure. And then I actually want the milky white to be a little bit more opaque than the milky white I've been using. So I'm actually just gonna mix up my own with a little bit of white and some top coat. And then to create the water effect, I'm going to be using some blooming gel. And even though this is not labeled, this is blooming gel. So I'm also just gonna take some of this out and put it on my palette, just so that it's readily available. And creating the water effect should be pretty easy if it goes how I remember. So you just put a layer of a milky white over your blue. And then once you've got that layer of milky white on there, you take your dotting tool, dip it in some blooming gel, and then just start dotting blooming gel all over. The blooming gel was kind of on there for a long time in some areas. It kind of got carried away a little bit, but I think it still looks really good, you know, still looks like water to me. So on to the final task, which is making a little 3D jellyfish. And I'm definitely going to use these gels again to do it, and it really should not be that hard. So first I'm just going to mix a few of these colors together again because I really like that effect of it looking like a rainbow Aurora gel. Look at how pretty this is. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's so pretty. Okay, so the next thing I gotta do is I've got to split this into one big circle for the head and then like 3 or 4 snakes for the little legs. And I'm doing all the sculpting with my silicone tool and my little cuticle pusher. Putting gloves on isn't even worth it because it just automatically sticks to the gloves. Now it's time to bring my little jellyfish to life. and put the head up here. And jellyfish are like, what are they, like 98% water? They're gonna look kind of like a plastic bag floating in the water if you've ever seen a jellyfish. So I'm gonna try to make it look organic and ripply. I don't want it to be too smooth. And then next the legs. Oh, I made that leg way too long. And then I'm just gonna put on like 4 little wiggly legs. Sometimes when I work on a nail set for so long, I just like don't even comprehend what I'm doing anymore. I just kind of do it. And then that can lead to me messing things up, which is really annoying. All right, I'm going with that. I'm giving it a cure. I actually think it would be cute if I put some of the little star glitters in between the legs, because I just feel like this nail is kind of lacking. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna put a few of those little clear iridescent ones in between the legs where there's not much going on. Well, other than the water that I did, but you know. And finally, the last top coat. My goodness, did this set take forever? And I'm only doing one hand. Like, what in the world? What's new? That's literally what I say after I do every single set. So here is my finished attempt at mermaid style nails. I think that it's pretty acceptable. I think it's acceptable. I think it's kind of cute. I think it'll definitely grow on me, as my sets usually do. But I definitely hope that this video gave you guys some ideas on how you could possibly use these 3D solid gels. I know that a really common way to use them is to sculpt little charms with them. But yeah, you could also use them in instances like this. Anyway, cuties, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, definitely give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot, and I really appreciate you guys. I love you all so much you don't even know. I hope that you are having the most amazing day, night, week, life, cutie. Sleep well if you're going to sleep, and I will hopefully see you in my next one. Take care until then. Okay, bye for now. Mwah.